bags are packed, are you ready to go? This time tomorrow we'll be on the road, riding with you in the sunnier days. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Children of Éarte. We're so excited to have you here with us tonight. Thank you for coming and joining us. We'll just jump right over to Adam. We've got some sponsors.
Thank you, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. We have an Electrum chest code that you can grab from the overlay or bouncing around in chat. Thank you so much, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. We've got a new one here tonight as well. So we have Tailspire. And our friends at Tailspire, this is what, I am supposed to read about Tailspire. So I'm going to read it this first time, and I might memorize it at some point. But with Tailspire, the beauty and physicality of tabletop gaming meet the endless possibilities of a digital world.
What?
Here you can collaboratively, I love these words, collaboratively build your worlds without compromising the handcrafted aesthetic of using traditional miniatures. And so Tailspire is really something else. If you haven't checked it out, you should. And we are going to be giving away, I think, enough keys to unlock this for your entire group, pretty much. So be watching all the prompts in chat for when that giveaway is going to happen. But I'm a big fan of everything that they're doing at Tailspire, and thank you, Tailspire, for the support. And then we also have Die Hard Dice, who has supplied our cast, here we go, with Neb's Nature Nuggets.
Oh, what?
Neb's Nature Nuggets.
Nuggets of
because we're doing everybody here, right? Because last time, I did get that right. Last time we did Robin, right?
Yep.
We did Robin last time. Yes.
No, I think we're just all reacting to Neb's Nature Nuggets. That's all.
It's
a random granola that I'm going to be coming out with in about 6 months.
Thank you, UTB9887, for those suggestions. And you've got to come back next week. Probably not coming to see the show. You're coming to see what the other dice names are for the other characters. So that's going to keep happening. So thank you for that. And you can get 10% off your order with Die Hard Dice with the code Éarte, and we will also be giving away a gift card there as well. So pay attention to those prompts in chat.
So many presents tonight.
Yeah. So many goodies. And then finally tonight you'll hear the dulcet tones of Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. I am Adam Bradford, CDO at Demiplane. We have so many fun things going on. I will choose for tonight to talk about that if you find your way into a Target, or if you were shopping on Target.com, the Avatar Legends starter set is now a thing that you can pick up there. Avatar Legends is an incredible game from Magpie. They've done wonders with it. In this starter set, it's like it's got its very own red box now. And so very, very cool. And what is really cool about it is that when you crack that box open, there are codes with digital integration where you can unlock the contents of what is inside that box here on Avatar Legends Nexus at Demiplane. So check that out. Very, very cool collaboration that we've been able to do there. All right. And I, tonight, am playing Silas Sorrell, your dimensionally displaced magical superfan.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials at Alicia Marie Body. No idea why I'm using an accent. It's just fun. A really nice new background because someone told me that if you use a darker background when you're streaming, you'll pop off more. Ooh. So I decided to switch it up in case anyone's wondering. Yeah, you'll pop off more. So I was like, here we are.
Crazy.
Earlier today, I did drop my D4. I still can't find it. I'm under extreme stress.
Oh no!
I'm a creative type person. If you follow me on socials, you'll see.
Don't go barefoot.
Exactly. Like that.
That's the scariest part of that.
Worse than a
Lego. I guess wear
shoes,
shoes, just put your shoes on. I'm playing tonight, as always, Fairuza Armstrong, 6'4", attorney at law, and she currently has no idea what she's doing. What has happened?
Hello, I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on socials as @DreamWisp, streaming on Twitch as DreamWispGem. I am a creator, author, performer. I do all the things. And tonight I will be playing your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on the socials as Obo Lauren. You can find me tomorrow night on the Dungeon Scrawlers, where I'm joining a couple of awesome people, including Trevor as the DM for a 6-episode Adventurer's Guide to the Multiverse. And I will be specifically playing a familiar character to a bunch of you, this Dragonborn cleric of mine that kind of shows up every once in a while. Yeah, she's hopping through the multiverse with a bunch of people. So if you want to see Orkira, she's tomorrow night on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. But tonight I'm playing Carolyn Neb Stern, who is gonna try to turn into another animal. I don't know what yet. I gotta look through a book. We'll see what she gets excited about.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay, great. All right. New microphone. I hope it works out. Hi, I'm Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope LaVelle. Also tomorrow night will be episode 1 of the Misfits of Alceta, which I am dungeon mastering. So check out Lauren, but maybe also check out our show. Well,
This is what VODs are for. This is what
Live in
YouTube
the
is
age
for.
of the pod.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And tonight I am playing Miss Robin Beckett, your granny for hire.
Wonderful. And I am Deborah Ann Woll. I am your storyteller for this evening. Thank you to all of my players. Thank you to Josh, our wizard behind the curtain, and to everyone at home. Thank you for being here and playing with us this evening. This is our 37th chapter of Children of Éarte. So, as we ended last time, you had explored this wreck of the Polaris, an old iron steamship from the 1920s and 30s. You had explored this space. Fairuza had an interesting solo experience, while the rest of you explored the sort of beginning to explore the main living quarters of this ship. You found a mysterious ribbon lady who seemed to be trapped in the cargo hold, and Silas had a very interesting conversation with her where she said, "Leave now, but come back after dark because the other scary things will not be here, and I will help you find the shard." She seemed to know where the shard was. So you all made your way back to the underwater sea lab. After, of course, yes, dealing with the giant octopus. And have been sharing a nip of a drink and warming up inside the observatory, which is where we left off. So I'll let you all take it away. Right now it is still daylight out. It's darker down here. And you can certainly, up above, you could sense that the storm is sort of raging right above you. But I'll leave it to you. What would you like to do with your time?
Did we have any sense of how long that storm was going to last?
So, Neb, you have like an innate awareness, right?
Over the next 24 hours, I can just kind of feel my liver and tell what the weather is going to be like around here.
It's not a metal pin in the joint of your knee.
Not yet, but with the way Neb is going, there'll probably be a lot of replaced joints. So
I don't know if I've ever heard a weather liver. Like I've heard like a weather toe or something.
Weather liver.
But yeah, if she thinks real hard and kind of takes stock, she just happens to know what the weather is going to be for the next 24 hours.
Yeah. So this feels like a 24 to 36 hour storm. So it's been maybe half of that since it's really got going. Kind of overnight while you were sleeping. So you've got at least 12 to 24 hours left of this storm. Is your gut feeling right now?
I think we're sleeping here at least one more night before we want to go up. Fortunately, it looks like the instruments here should give us some clue as to if everything is okay. I'm sure as soon as we've got the shard, we're going to want to get out of here. But yeah, we're here a little while longer at least.
Well, listen, I didn't even know it was, not already nighttime because I don't wear a watch or anything else like that. So You know, is there like a clock where we know what nighttime is?
Yeah, I mean, down here, there's all kinds of gauges. There are clocks that I'm sure will give you multiple time zones. But yes, you know, your feeling is it's sort of early afternoon. You're just kind of waiting on the night to come.
I want to. What do the time zones say?
Which time zones?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to say they are time zones. They are labeled by the 7 seas. So the 7 great oceans of the world.
That's awesome.
Of our world.
Of Earth, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Silas, remember everything that we're encountering kind of bleeds over from the regular world?
I mean, we think so, but I mean, honestly, all I feel like I know for sure is that we're in, you know, big ass forest with like snow, and now we're like at the ocean. So like, yeah, I think it's probably safe to assume it was our Earth, but like, or you know, a facsimile of it or whatever. But I mean, it is kind of nice to see that at least the oceans are called the same thing.
Oh, just taking stock of the entire world. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're not in a new world, that means that we are, I don't know, like sidestepping it somehow or something. I mean, any of it blows my mind, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if we're actually in our world anymore. Does everybody else think that we're in our world?
That's actually a really interesting conversation. And Fairuza is sort of like thinking, but at the same time not thinking.
We could be in the same world at a different time. We could be in a different world on a different plane. We could be in the same world in a different, in a television show.
Do you mean like an alternate universe?
Sure, why not? Twilight Zone.
I believe that we're in between worlds. We're here, but we're not.
Like purgatory?
Yeah.
I wonder if
that's
this
a
is...
terrible ending to a show.
I wonder if
with
this
you
is
on
a
that.
question we can ask Ivy. I don't know if we can get an answer in less than a minute, but this might be something that she knows.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I just continue to find it to be increasingly eerie that we have not come across another person that is alive anyway. Like,
that's something I don't want to think about.
That is a really, really weird thing.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree
Neb,
either.
do you want to write down that question to save for next time?
Yeah, we need to plan a little bit better the next time we try that.
What, you didn't think we all planned super well the last time when we were told to plan, and then all we did was stand there and stare.
I'm really happy we all took the time to learn the hand signals when we went scuba diving over to the ship.
Yeah, I'm glad we did too.
That was sarcasm. Okay, you guys, wake up. Oh my god. Oh.
I'll go ahead and write that down, like Maeve suggested. But we've got a little bit of time before we're going to see her again, so we can just kind of keep a running tally of questions. But as far as planning goes, we've got a couple of hours before we're going to go back. What's the plan?
Well, the one thing I wanted to ask Silas was about the ribbon person you saw. Did we decide
I don't know
that
if I
person
called
was...
her that, but I mean, I guess she had ribbons on her, kind of like tentacles.
She was ghosty.
She was ghosty and had ribbon tendrils. Did you feel like this was a, I don't know, dangerous sort of creature, or something we could bump into again that may want to try to talk to you or have a conversation further?
I mean, I think that she will probably talk to me. And I suppose that I can have that magical conversation again. But I also would not say at all that I believed her or that I trust her, because every single thing that we've interacted with while we have been here since that blasted train wreck has pretty much tried to kill us, except for Steve. And actually, he did for just a little while.
Well, and
Laughs in Robin.
and Fairuza's moose and the rats.
Well, I basically what I'm saying is maybe those things haven't had time yet. And the poor rats probably are out of time. But but I'm just saying everything has been really dangerous, and so no, I do not trust the Lady of Ribbons.
It's a lady, you're sure?
I believe so. I mean, I absolutely did not ask that, and that's on me. I should have, right away said, my pronouns are he, him. What are yours? But I was not thinking about that in that moment.
Well, you know what? These are good questions that we should write down as well. We should also get her name and her story. I mean, maybe when she's not afraid of whatever it is that's out there that she was afraid of, she'll give us a bigger explanation, and then you will be
or
a little more
maybe
trusting.
what she's afraid of.
Well,
That's a good question too.
In
Perhaps
fairness
a bit
to
more
me,
specificity about the thing that she's afraid of us coming and encountering that might kill us. So
I did try
tells
to
us
ask
to come
that.
back. I mean,
I
are
did
we
try to
talking
ask
about
this.
angry parents, or are we talking about,
Maybe she has
deadly
the shard.
sharks
Well,
or something?
Silas, you said that she knew where it was.
Well, she claims that she does.
Mm.
And I tried to ask a few more of those questions, but they were basically like, GTFO, like, get out of here. And then we spent a little bit too much time, again, a little confused about, like, don't leave me, but then get out of here. But then as we were doing that part, like, I was like wanting to know things about, like, what are you afraid of and everything, but it was just like, get out, get out, get out. And so there was a bunch of urgency, and said, just to come back tonight. And that's the thing, is that if I was some entity, some horrible, horrible being that would make a Lady of Ribbons, or a person of ribbons, is what we're going to say until we know for sure, a person of ribbons, that individual be this scared, then I also would say that if I normally just leave for the day or for the night, then, like, occasionally I would mix that up sometimes, and I would, like, leave somebody behind in the night just to see if, the cat's the way the mice will play kind of situation. So I'm saying that we're going to go back there at night. I have no idea if this person is truthful or not, and so we might just be walking right into a trap.
That's true.
A lot of the creatures that we've encountered have had rules, I guess. Like those zombie creatures. They didn't notice us until we got close. Ivy, she can't appear until that specific time in the morning. The Morlock creatures, they noticed us through hearing. They all seem to have, like, rules that they follow or preferences. I mean, this is a magical world, so maybe the creature she's so afraid of, they are so
Right.
afraid of,
Maybe
only
they
is out
phase
during the day because that's when they have their full power or something. I don't know. That sounds like a video game thing you would talk about.
Diabolical.
All right, but let's think about our plan. Are we gonna just go in shooting? Or are we gonna try to do a stealth mission?
Do we have guns?
Do we have harpoons?
I got
meant
2 guns,
metaphorically.
one for each of you.
But I get what you're saying, Robin. That's probably a good idea. I don't know. We want to get answers from her, whether we believe her or not. We want to get answers. So I think we
Well-
start stealthy.
I think really what we want is the shard. And if these things are going to be gone, but we don't know how long they're going to be gone, I mean, I just think we should get in and get out.
There are no records around here about any creatures like this, right? There's nothing about the shipwreck on the in
this area here. Give me an investigation check.
18.
18. So as you're going through the papers and things within this room, again, everything seems to be very focused on the natural ecological surroundings. However, you do find, one of the students' notebooks or something like that that's just sort of filled with notes they've been taking. It's a lot of numbers and things, but as you flip through it, there is one note that says, gonna go check out the wreck tomorrow. Someone told me it was haunted. Wouldn't that be cool?
It is kind of cool.
No,
No!
no.
Wait
No?
a second. Ribbon person that Silas bumped into said there was something she and everything else that's residing on that ship was scared of. We're about to swim right back into it.
But they're going to be gone, Fairuza.
That's the hope.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what she said.
And this is why I think we should go in and be at least stealthy to get a chance to ask her questions.
Again,
Listen, I saw some of y'all swimming, and it ain't too stealthy.
I'm gonna flag. We keep finding these people who, I mean, I don't know what happened here, but these people who potentially died in these fiery explosions, who are in these haunted places. Does anyone else seem to find that weird?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ivy and Steve, and now this person. Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
weirdness going
something
on.
to that, and we couldn't figure out how the split formed, whether it was something crawling in or something crawling out.
Mm.
But we know that this, in theory, sunk because of a fire or an explosion.
Yeah.
The grates for this cargo deck,
Mhm.
there was, you said the only way to open them was with the pulley system, correct?
They're very big and heavy, yeah. And there's a pulley system that will go in to retrieve
Oh,
packages inside, but presumably that was a way to lift these big, heavy hatches. Yeah.
so logistically, we have to think about how we're going to get to the person of ribbons. You know, how are we going to lift that gate? Is there another way in?
Fairuza can probably do it.
I wonder if
Underwater.
there's another way in, because lifting that gate is gonna be hard.
Would
For those
Robin
who
know?
explored the rest of the ship, did you see anything?
Yeah, we did explore the ship a bit, and would Robin
Found
maybe
these. Jingle, jingle.
know? Yes, the keys are gonna open it
And
up.
this.
I'm sure.
Yes, what would Robin maybe know?
If the design of the ship, because I think you had mentioned that the cargo, like, there's no way into them, like a door.
Yes, so that it's not, Robin knows from experience that the cargo area is not like a human transport area. People are not traveling in that space and staying there. It's literally just for containers, shipping, that's all that goes in there. So it's not designed for any access other than lowering in and out these parcels. So yeah, it would be very unlikely that there would be access to much human-wise in there. Now, there would be access for maintenance, that kind of thing, but they could go through that large hatch if they needed to.
When I had a chance to look in the giant gash on the side of the ship,
Mhm.
if we were to somehow be able to get through that gash, would that lead to the cargo areas?
Let's see. The gash is fairly central. So it seems really far away from the forehold, which is where you saw this ribbon person. They were in the sort of the front half of the ship. The back half, that aft hold, you guys hadn't really investigated yet. And then this feels almost dead center. It's not directly underneath the sort of living quarter stack, that flying bridge that you guys checked out, but it's on the other side of the smokestack.
Okay.
So it's pretty central. You wouldn't be surprised if it seemed to come down. You guys went down the smokestack and found essentially the furnace. So you wouldn't be surprised if it was not too far away from that, sort of those mechanical areas.
Okay. I was just thinking about, is it easier to widen the gash and go in that way than it is to lift up an entire grate? But it sounds like we need to either lift up a grate or sneak on through it in some way.
Can we rig the
Well,
pulleys?
I mean, I wasn't with you guys when you were there, but I could maybe bring
Right, where did you
some
go?
strength with me.
As opposed to when you leave it at home.
Maeve,
She's cocking her arms.
I could try. I mean,
Cavill
I didn't
style.
see what you guys are talking about, but I wouldn't mind trying.
I mean, these are just bigger doors with bigger holes in them, right? So this
you
is
say
just another
doors?
door that you could, right? Isn't the grate on the top, if it comes off, it's
a
just a
hatch,
type of
yeah.
Fairuza
door.
Doorbane.
Yeah.
But again, we need to do it stealthily, correct? I mean, I know that sound doesn't carry quite as far, but vibrations do.
So
if I
sound
rip it-
carries, it's just your human ears that can't perceive it very well. So sound carries great. It's just your land thief ears.
We don't have
are
eardrums on the side of our
ill-adapted.
bodies.
Are ill-adapted for this area. You poor land thieves.
Once we talk to those whales and they can talk about talking for miles across
Yes.
oceans, then yeah.
So yes, so sound will travel great. It's just your hearing that's no good down there. Sorry, land thief for Fairuza.
It's so ridiculous.
So ultimately, if sound does carry, because I know that my magical conversation somehow got to the person of ribbons, and I don't know how much of that was magic and how much of that was actual sound. But I think
It was
that
all
either
magic,
way,
right? I mean, you were like, yeah. Okay, good.
Adam knows that.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, yes,
got it.
Silas says, gotcha.
Yes, but then Miss Robin, like if that's the case, do we honestly think that anything that would come for us wouldn't I mean, I don't know if we're professional, ninja divers. So like, is it better for us to just like, full on fourth down blitz here and like get in and try to get out, or
Are you referring to the
Yeah,
lizards, the ice cream?
No, definitely talking about gridiron football. It's a sport that is played, very popularly in the United States. It's not football that is life for
Or
some
football.
people. But
Just
yes,
calling it football is fine. But
yeah, that's it.
American football.
American football. Yes.
Understood.
Yes, so that's the blitz I'm referring to, which just means we kind of bull rush in there and like
court
maybe
press.
try to get the thing open and get the ribboned one out to have a conversation elsewhere away from all the danger.
Do we think we can even take her away from the boat?
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know much about ghosts or
I
any
don't
of the
think she
creatures.
was a ghost. Like, I don't know. I mean, Miss Robin, I can't remember what you said, 15 minutes ago, but did you say that you actually felt a ribbon on you, or was that just
No.
me being terrified seeing it that close to you?
I think it was all you. I don't think I was touched by anything. I could just feel a sense of something behind me, and I just got the heebie-jeebies.
So that sounds like a ghost.
So you didn't feel anything physically, Robin?
No.
Nothing. You just felt it.
Are you
an
trying
energy.
to say you think that the ribbon person is a ghost?
Yeah, where did you get that from? Or did you just infer that from...
From her being kind of see-through.
Oh.
I mean, yes, it's an assumption, but
Yeah, but jellyfish can be see-through.
that's true.
So can frogs.
I need to
What
learn more
else
about
is
that,
needed,
but
young man?
that's a conversation for
I
later.
only know because I had them as kids.
We start listing off all
as
the
a kid.
creatures.
Okay, so if she wanted us to come back and help her, right, Silas?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
very
asking for help.
confident in that. Yes.
Okay. So I think before we open anything, before we rush in, we talk with her. Who is she? Why is she here? What does she want? How'd she get trapped here? And how can we help? Whether or not you believe the answer she gives, at least we'll get something to go on, right?
Okay.
Anything.
So I just want to be really forthcoming with everyone here that if I am going to use my mind magic to talk to her again, we probably should write down what everybody's wanting me to ask, because I'm not going to be able to like trifurcate, quadrifurcate, whatever the furcates are that we were talking about last time. I can't do that like at once.
Are there any like waterproof whiteboards or notepads down here?
That's a fantastic question. You want to head back to like the sciencey area?
Yeah,
give me an investigation of that sciencey area. Let's see if there are.
16.
Heck yeah, it's small. You find it's like a little travel size, right? It's the kind that you could keep in a hand. And it even comes with these like markers that, the writing on the side's probably in like Swedish or something. So you're not quite sure what it says, but it seems very fancy. And if you test it under the faucet, it looks like it'll stay underwater.
I start handing them out.
How many are there?
Let me see. There are 3.
I just take one and trying it out, and I just write, PRBL, and I try to fit problems on there and see if it works.
It seems to work. You can write it down. It looks fairly clear. If you run it under the water, it seems to stay. You don't seem to be able to write super well under the water. But yeah, it seems like it's kind of working. There's a solution with some stuff next to it that'll take it off if you need to, clear off the board.
So this is the kind of thing in where once we write stuff on it and then we're under the water, that's it. There's no erasing under the water.
Doesn't seem like you can rewrite things, add things to it under the water in this scenario.
I mean, we could potentially also find like a Ziploc bag and write a lot more stuff on a piece of paper and then put that in the Ziploc bag and then just hand me the Ziploc bag and then I will light up the bag and then I should be able to read it, I think.
Well, honestly, how many questions do we really need to write down before we're just going to be asking?
I don't know. You're right. I'm going to end up winging it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's what's your name? What are you afraid of? How'd you get trapped here? And where's the shard, right?
See, I already can't remember all of that, but yeah, if we write those things down, I'll be fine.
Well, who has the best handwriting of all of us?
Miss Robin?
Well,
did you ever do calligraphy?
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm happy to write the questions.
There we go. And then we'll have 2 others for emergency problems.
So we want one that has, the hand signals so we can point to it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
For my benefit, is that what we're saying?
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but
Robin, as you're writing out these, what's your style? Is it like a Trader Joe's sign? Is it like, what's your font?
It's a Comic Sans.
Is it dingbats?
If it is Comic Sans, Silas has a lot to say.
Oh no! What we should do is we should just write the alphabet and the numbers, and you can point.
Oh, like a Ouija board.
Oh yeah, that's not haunted at all.
I mean, we're going to a haunted boat, so it all ties together.
Oh, so are we writing the alphabet?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I think
we've got 3
lets us
boards.
communicate.
Yeah, so maybe one board is the questions, one board is the alphabet, and one board is some hand signals for...
That's a great idea. I think it's a good plan. I mean, it's complicated, but that's us.
3 whiteboards are complicated for us? I'm a little scared for us.
Have you met us?
I have. And I'm the one that usually leads the way. Well,
True.
Speaking of that, actually, so the last time we went under the water, I thought I was going to be a giant octopus, and apparently I can't be that big. I don't know. It didn't quite work out. And Neb is going to pull out the book of animals that she has and flip through until she shows a shark. Not anything special. Not like the Greenland shark that was awesome. She just showed that. She goes, so I think I can turn into a shark. So if we want to be sneaky, I should probably go octopus. But if we want to do the whole American football thing, I can be a shark.
The
Shark
ballroom
bait.
blitz.
But I got to pick one or the other. I don't know if I can do. If I try to do both, I'm going to end up with a really, really disturbing shark.
I say go for the shark.
I think we should go for the shark.
Well, my favorite animal is a liger, but since that would not
Oh.
survive underwater, shark it is.
Okay. All right. I'm going to spend some time while we're continuing to
Okay.
plan and during a short rest, really looking over the picture of this reef shark.
Okay. So as you're sort of short resting and just talking and, moving through this, if there's anything you want to specifically call out for your short rest, let me know.
I'd like to find a mug of tea if there's any left, if Robin hasn't drunk it
Absolutely.
all.
They are well stocked down here. Of course, you have to be careful because the powdered creamer is right next to the acetate. It's all in the same area, which is read the labels is what we say. Make sure you read those labels.
I'd like to make sure that we're pulling the oxygen tanks that have the most oxygen in them, and that if there are brighter lights or anything that we can pull, or more directional tools.
So yeah, so your scuba equipment has a light on the shoulder, so that illuminates a little bit. I'm trying to think what they. Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't think there's any other flashlights or anything along that lines. They probably weren't doing a ton of night dives at this sea lab. Night dives are scary. So they're not super equipped for that specifically. But yes, you can pull out, you can read the gauges on the oxygen tanks, and you set out, 4 fresh tanks so that you'll have your full 30 to 45 minutes of time. That looks good to go. Your wetsuits are, pretty much drip dried by now. It is beginning now to get really quite dark. And you begin to be reminded, even with the lights on in here, or especially with the lights on in here, as you look out at that water and a storm above, it is going to be exceptionally dark. And I'll offer one thing as you look out in this last little bit of light, that kelp forest off to the side is, 45 degrees. These waves and the wind up at the surface have now begun to really roil the water, getting deeper and deeper. And this, the kelp is being dragged further out to sea, from its roots. You even think you've seen a couple get sort of uprooted and pulled by those waves further out. So the water is looking pretty rough.
I want everyone to know just how dangerous this is. I've done plenty of dives, but not even anything like this. This is top tier.
What's our quick way of telling each other we gotta run?
Frankenbeans.
Except I think you're the only one that can say it.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea then.
You can only say it to one person, Silas.
Well, I could turn around and in turn say it to all of you, but that means that Silas is the one determining when Frankenbeans should be invoked, and that's probably not the best.
We need a universal hand signal. Something that everybody will understand and cannot be mistaken for something else.
Well, I've got one.
What?
That everyone understands. It means
That
that
already has another meaning, though.
Yeah.
I think the good old-fashioned Jolly Roger, the hands across the danger sign is. I would run from that.
You do that one?
Danger, not hug.
Not hug.
Not hug.
Danger.
Not hugs, not Jolly Ranchers. Jolly Roger. Get the heck out.
Jolly Rancher.
We're gonna do this so that when we get back, we can have hugs and Jolly Ranchers. But as soon as you see this, leave.
So like
leave.
really happy cowboys, the Jolly Ranchers.
They're the ones that sing
Jolly
the cowboy
Ranchers.
songs that have happy endings. You know, I got my dog back. I got my
Yeah.
house back.
My truck is awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry. I never really thought about that. Jolly Ranchers. Sorry, everyone.
I haven't had a Jolly Rancher in a very long time. I wonder if there's
That's
any
so
on the
good.
train when we get back. No, I think Miss Robin is right. We do that. Yeah.
I mean, like, when is it like, oh, this is just I'm panicking and things aren't good, or is it like get out of here now?
That's
Or-
a good
yeah.
symbol. Yes, we could instead
Yeah.
of just doing it once, we could do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then like that's kind of like Wakanda Forever too. So, but anyway, I guess that's not contextual here. So we'll be okay.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, we see that. No questions, just running
All right, so
Just running.
Well, swimming.
or swimming.
let's go over our plan again. We got to
Okay.
lift up the grate. Is that correct? Are we going to use the pulley system? Maybe it's a mixture of the pulley system and Fairuza. Maybe
Yes.
Fairuza runs the pulley system, or maybe I don't know.
Okay.
But when we get there, we'll determine. Get that grate open. We swim down to the person of ribbons. Yes.
I don't know if we should swim down. Like maybe we should stay safely above the tentacle range potentially and talk. Are we talking first, or are we trying to get them out of there and then talk?
I figure we talk first because she might have information that could help, especially
Mhm.
if there is some easier way to get in there. She might know.
Or be lying.
Yes, or be lying. But until we actually hear what she has to say, we can't come up with whether she's lying or not.
I'm just
Oh.
saying, and I think Silas will be on my side on this one. It's in the movies. When you think that the bad guy is gone, you go and you're in the middle of things, and the bad guy comes back. I'm just saying we should probably try
We
to
should
hurry.
we should just spring that. Like we should just bring it on, bad guys. I'm with you, Miss Robin there. But one thing that I will also say is that I think that it's going to be difficult to communicate in mass with everyone in the group. So I think what I'm going to do is when I try to speak to the ribboned one, when I have something to say to the group, Miss Robin, if it's okay with you, I will communicate that to you, and then you can figure out how to write something or hand signals because you seem like you've learned them all, or whatever needs to happen to try to fill everybody else in. Because I think if I have to take the time to fill in four other people after, like, it's probably going to break the flow of the conversation.
I like that idea. All right, so we're going to talk first.
This
Figure
is the
out
most
plan.
fully baked plan I think we've ever had.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's looking good. But if we get down there, didn't the person say the shard is down there?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
that they know where they are.
Okay.
And they did say
Mhm.
they I don't know if it was they in the shards, but there was some kind of plurality to what they responded. So it led me to believe that they might know the location. They know of the shards, and there was something plural in there.
All right.
Wait a minute. Back it up. Hit the brakes. Put it in reverse. What do you mean they? They were using they, we, what?
No,
they were
no, yeah, I'm sorry. I
more than
really
one?
had like kind of some pronoun potpourri going on there. What I was trying to say is that the ribboned one was referring to more than one shard when they were speaking about it. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I might have misunderstood this. This was a magical conversation that was underwater. But I like, and now that I'm like saying this all out loud, I am really hoping that I didn't mess this up in thinking that they know where they actually are located. I want to say that felt like the flow of the conversation and that was what was going on, but it could have been. But either way, one thing I know for sure is the ribbon one said that they were familiar, that they knew of the mirror shards.
Okay.
And they indicated that they could help us. Like, so that is something I'm very confident in. I'm not positive now that we have planned for so long that I'm not positive that they said that they know where they are located, but I do know that they knew what they were and that they indicated they wanted to help if we came back.
Well, that's one of the questions on the board, and I'll point to whichever one of the boards has the questions. Where is the shard? We know there's one here. She may know of others, but there's only one in this location because we've got that map, so we can focus on at least the one that's here.
Right.
Yeah. And with the oxygen tanks, this is all we have left, right? Just one more trip. This is it. So we can't make
one trip together.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a one and done, folks.
Well, that sounds very final and fatal.
However,
Bring it on.
I think it makes sense if we're gonna run out of air, I'd rather us all come back here and try to figure out what to do next than try to stay too long and then have one of you, one of us, one of me drown. That'd be bad.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, as full darkness takes over outside, you can see nothing outside of these windows. It is pitch black. You begin to also hear outside the pressure of the moving waves, the creak of this sea lab, the twang of the cables that connect it to the ground as they are pushed back and forth in the pressure of this water. Once again, maybe not once again, hold up. Once again, you can turn on whichever lights you want, on or off. Back in the moon pools where you have all of your equipment. As far as I understand it, your plan is for Neb to be a shark. You're going to go and talk to this ribbon person. And that's the beginning of this deal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to add one more thing is I'll ask Silas as we're getting ready. When we get into the water, that thing you do where you can talk to people, after I turn into a shark, try to do that with me.
I will first thing.
Okay, because I don't know if that will work or if all you'll hear is shark, but I'm excited to find out.
Got it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. You suit up. What lights do you want on? These ones on you?
lights.
You want the ground lights around the habitat?
Yeah, so we can find
Yes,
Everything
it.
on.
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
The runway.
The habitat is lit up. You have the lights on your shoulders. Yet again, you all sit yourselves in this very cold water. Even as you sit down here, you can feel the current underneath, the habitat as it sort of pushes your legs in one direction. You begin to get the sense that swimming in these conditions might be a tad more difficult than it was earlier today. As you dunk below, once again, adjusting to try to relax and breathe naturally through your regulator. As Neb,
I move a little bit away from everybody and I think of it's a reef shark, which
England?
is kind
No.
of the most cliche of sharks. Like if you think of a shark,
Yeah.
unless you're thinking of Jaws, it is that shape of shark, which is one of the reasons she thinks she can do this. And there's a moment in where she does think of Jaws. No, that's way too big. No, reef shark. And then there's a gray and white shark there with bright blue eyes. And Neb has a moment of confusion
Oh no.
because the shark has blind sight. So not only can she see in the dark,
Oh.
but suddenly there's like sonar going on. And so
Yes.
you see the shark stop, kind of like the octopus did, but instead of checking their own body out, they just kind of start turning in the water around because it's such a, where's all that coming from? What's going on?
Yeah. This place is freaking alive. And But one interesting thing is because of the currents and the movement of the water, it's also a little muddled. There's so much movement and sonar that it is disrupting. I mean, from what you don't know what it was like before, but you're having trouble getting real specific on things. However, you do feel that if anything were to approach you, come up fast, that kind of thing, you would absolutely be able to sense its movement. If it were, is there a radius on that blind sight?
30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah. If it was within 30 feet of you, you'd have no problem. Beyond that, it's all kind of currents and waveforms, and it's a little hard to register outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll line myself up with Silas, waiting for our experiment.
And then Silas is going to take out his mask for just a second, and he's going to start whispering, "Neb, if you can hear me, the great Michael Jordan once said, if it turns out that my best wasn't good enough, at least I won't look back and say I was afraid to try."
Do I hear that? I mean, I'm assuming as a shark.
Is it your message?
Yes.
You're whispering?
Yes.
Yes, you do hear it. I mean, you have a brain. You have an intelligence that is still your own.
Yeah.
You hear Silas's whispered voice in your mind. You can reply in a whispered voice in his mind.
All right, I'm going to try. And what you hear back, if it goes through, is Neb going, "I'm a shark and this is amazing. There is so much here. What's that? Do you see that? No, I don't even see that. There's something over there." I don't know what you get back, but that's what she says.
Do I get all that back?
You do.
Right,
I'm pretty sure you do.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you have speech as a shark?
No,
don't, right?
but
No.
I don't know how message.
Oh,
will
because
work
it does
with
have to be a whisper. Well, but it just says you hear it in your brain. All right, let's look it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's give
I'm
it a
trying to.
little look.
I just want to clarify who has.
No, none of
my
my
own
creatures
brain.
have the ability to speak. I just wasn't sure if message was gonna.
And
Yeah, it
reply
just
in a
says-
whisper. Okay, so I guess you have to. I guess you have to be able to whisper. All right, so I
Okay.
guess we can't hear you.
So what you get back is a lot of gnashing of teeth.
And then Silas is going to take it out. "Can you verify by shaking your tail left and right that you can hear me and understand me?"
I will make eye contact with you sideways, and then I will shake my tail, which will, of course, propel me in the water, and so you just see me kind of poof off.
Fast too,
Yeah.
like faster than you anticipated. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
And then she kind of corkscrews in the water a little
Oops.
bit because now
Yeah.
there's 30 more feet of things that she's.
But for the rest of you, she disappears into the night. For
We
a
just see her
moment.
chomping her teeth, and then she takes off.
And then,
Miss
and then
Robin,
comes back.
I
And then I'll
just
come
want
back.
to let you know that Neb is a shark. First of all, I think we talked about that, but she can understand me while she's there. She just doesn't know how to speak like we can hear, and so she can't reply, but she can understand. So if I need to get a message to Neb, I can, and I wanted to make sure that you could hear me also, since like that's kind of crucial to the plan that we just laid out.
Robin probably not realizing that she can talk back in a whisper. She's just gonna know that even though the thumbs up sign means to swim up, she knows that thumbs up to Silas means thumbs up.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
she just thumbs up.
She just stops. Okay.
Wait, are we supposed to swim up now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She starts swimming.
Why I wanna.
Awesome.
Yeah, what's this sign? To the moon, Alice. To the moon.
One day, Alice. One day.
Not funny. Okay.
No, not
So
funny.
yeah, as you all begin to swim, following Neb, I imagine Neb, you're so much faster than you think you are.
Yeah.
Just
I'm probably doing circles
Okay.
at this point because once I get under control what all of this stuff that I am
Mhm.
seeing, feeling, hearing, not sure. I think now I'm gonna perimeter, and so I'll start to circle looking for problems.
So
Hurdles.
the lights on your wetsuits certainly do not reach this ship. So you are moving by memory, feel, trying to figure out what in the direction of this ship as best you can. It's even, outside of your blind sight here at the beginning there. So all of you are moving. Let's do a group perception check. So everyone roll one and we'll see how many we get.
Perception.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay, that can count for
15.
two.
23
15.
is mine.
15.
Sweet.
19.
19.
16.
16, yeah. So Silas, there's a couple times you want to edge left and they kind of pull you back right a little bit as you're going along. But the group together is able to do pretty well. Even with that, the swim is hard. You find yourselves getting a little bit over, and you start to worry about using extra oxygen in the exertion of this swim. And once this ship finally starts, you get a sense of it, Neb, first. And once your lights finally start to reach it, when you're already within 10 feet of this ship, you are definitely further out to sea than before. This current of these waves, that undertow, is pulling you further out to sea, and you're going to have to fight to stay closer to the shore with every stroke. But you are now 10 feet from the hull. You're not exactly sure where on the ship, but if you can tell that below you is the abyss, not the ground.
If I see anyone specifically struggling, I mean, we didn't talk about this beforehand. You'll see me swim up next to you so that, is it the dorsal fin on the back? I should have studied this more than
okay.
Neb studied this. My dorsal fin will be like right next to your hand, and I'm just going to swim alongside. And so I don't know who's struggling the most at this moment, but I'll do that and wait for someone to grab hold.
Yeah, you all make it with that perception check and with everything. You make it, but these are, every stroke forward is on the diagonal because it's kind of, there's a pressure, pushing you in a direction. But you've made it to the hull. About 7 minutes have passed.
Robin is going to start, just with her experience, she's going to start breathing in, and she's going to pull out and start holding her breath.
Okay.
And kind of doing that thing that you had once mentioned to try to hold her tank a little more.
All right. So those of you who are close to Robin, again, in this absolute chamber of darkness, your little light illuminates Robin's pale face in the darkness as she pulls the regulator out of her mouth. You see her holding her breath, nodding as you all decide to start swimming where you want to go. Yeah. So up towards the deck. Okay.
Silas is going to try to kind of anchor his, it's dark, so I don't know. Whenever he starts to get close enough to where this place is, he is going to try to remember the best he can where he was before, where he did not get tentacle grabbed.
Gotcha.
And I'm swimming to that location.
So right now, all you see is the rusty barnacled hull of this ship. And when you look 10 feet that way, it ends, it goes into darkness in this way. So you begin to go up to get up towards the deck. When you reach the top of the deck, you look forward and you see a grate, a hatch in the center of the deck. But you're pretty sure this is the prow. This is the front of the ship, the part that has, teetering off the edge, which is where you saw this ribbon person before. As you swim forward to that area where you spoke with them before, the rest of you, where would you like to be?
I think we want to stay pretty close to each other for this particular one, just in case we decide to just go into Silas's court press, like waiting for the signal.
Agreed.
Wherever the four of them are, I'm gonna float like 7-8 feet above them and try to keep an eye out for the inevitable thing that Silas thinks is going to attack us.
Yes. So as you are there and beginning to take your positions, you find that if you stop moving for a second, It starts to again push you further out to sea. So it requires you to continually be swimming while this is happening, or of course, grab hold of something. But where this is, it'll be exertion for time. Now, Robin, you've been holding your breath for about a minute. You are not super surprised yet, but you're not feeling any pressure. You feel pretty good, pretty holding on.
I think she'll just keep saving her oxygen until she feels like she needs it.
Yeah, great.
Silas, as he is encountering this, he is actually going to, before he as he sees that he's drifting, he like thinks to himself for just a moment, and he might even accidentally magically let this out to Miss Robin, like kind of under his breath or something.
Yes.
But he's essentially like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to concentrate on what I'm supposed to ask her if I'm like floating away the whole time. And you see that, I guess under the mask or whatever, you probably can't see it, but he closes his eyes and then puts his hands out just a little bit, and some telekinetic force that you can't really see, but it's displacing water around him, is going to basically start. It can do anything that a normal human can do, and as a bonus action on each of my turns, I can move it 15 feet.
Okay.
And so I'm basically going to have the force move and try to swim against Silas to try to keep him from exerting as much.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I got it. I got you. So yeah, so there's some sort of like invisible force swimming against you, against this current, to keep you, as stable
as I can.
Okay.
As a Silas swim instructor, swim buoy buddy, swim
Yeah.
buddy.
Swim
Call
That's
buddy.
it.
Yeah.
All right. As you look down into this grate, your light penetrating not very far, you see no sign of this person, and it gets dark fast beyond that grate.
Robin will swim up to Silas and once again conjure up 3 dancing lights and these orb of lights, and gently like push them like into the grate underneath, not going too fast, just in case anything happens.
As the light,
he learned that he can't use thumbs up for great job anymore, so he's like gnarly.
It's like,
Wait,
As
who
you're-
has the boards?
Oh, that's a good question.
Robin.
Not Silas.
seems like Robin was doing
We
for
forgot the board.
calligraphy.
Okay.
Robin
I have
has
all
it.
the boards, and then I've turned into a shark.
Yes.
And no, they're all gone.
all that planning.
Yep.
Wouldn't be the first time.
As your lights begin to descend slowly down into the darkness, it begins to illuminate the ghostly forms of boxes and crates and canvas, all scattered around, tossed in the sinking of the ship at the bottom. More creatures in there begin to, fish swim away from the light. Crabs you can see down in that area disappear into the nooks and crannies below. You wait in this faint light glowing out until again, one blue ribbon from deeper within undulates, just barely touching that little bit of light, and retracts, pulling itself back into the darkness.
It's okay. We have returned. Are you there?
You hear as a whisper, I can't believe you came.
One thing you need to know about us is we are going to honor our commitments. I am Silas, by the way. What is your name?
It has been so long, but they used to call me Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn is a lovely name. My pronouns are he, him. What are your pronouns?
Oh my God.
You speak strangely, sir.
Are you she, he, or non-binary?
I am she. At least I was.
Excellent. Thank you for that. You mentioned, I want to start here. You mentioned that something terrible was going to come and get us, was the indication when we were here earlier, and that we needed to come back at night. First question, is it actually night now? Is this what you meant?
She says, yes, they are gone. And
Where
at
did
that
they go?
moment, you all see her face slowly come into view. She is indeed transparent, translucent. You can see through her skin, which has sort of colored over all of her, her whole face has been sort of fused. Again, you can see the lips, but they're below this clear lining. Her eyes open. You know, she blinks behind this, you know, this like
A
clear
membrane.
layer, around her, this membrane around the top. Her body sort of disintegrates into these long blue tendrils. Even the inside behind her skin seems to kind of glow with a blue-green light. And as she speaks to Silas, you can see behind this membrane the flicking of her tongue and her lips as she tries to whisper.
So one more question, and then I'm going to fill in my friends. Where did they go? You said they're not here. Where did they go?
They go to search for food.
Okay, so they could come back. I will be right with you.
Please, will you let me out?
Are you going to kill us?
He says, why would I kill you? You would be my saviors.
Oh man, I've got a soft spot for this. Yes, we're gonna get you out. Do you know how we get you out?
Endless time.
No, that's over. We're gonna get you out. How do we do it? Do you know how?
Please raise the hatch. I
With
cannot
just,
fit.
With just these like pulleys over here.
Those will work. You can use
Okay.
the winch.
The winch.
Please.
What? I mean, that's not very progressive.
We're
Is
just
that how
seeing
they talked
Silas's
back
face.
then?
Before they come back, if you let me out, I will take you to what you desire.
Okay, let me fill in my friends real quick, but I'm not going anywhere.
She comes up closer to the grate, her face, inches from the bottom of it. You can all see it shining brightly as, within as the light from your flashlights go through her reflective skin. The tendrils beginning to come up through the bars, reaching towards you, Silas. Please, don't go away.
We're right here. We're not going anywhere. Miss
They
Robin.
are long. They reach clearly up to where you are. Again, like they did to Miss Robin, wanting, teasing with touching you, but trying as hard as they can not to.
Silas is going to kind of just flinch a little bit, and then he's going to reach his hand out and see if he can touch one of them.
She reaches over. The tendril brushes down the side of your palm. I mean, you touched it.
I did.
You did touch it.
I mean,
You touched it.
Silas wanted to know if it was, ethereal or not.
Just make a con saving throw, please.
Oh. Jellyfish sting. Ouch.
That was really good. So that saving throw, that is going to be an 18.
18? Where are you? You're over here. An 18 for you. Okay. At this moment, you feel it brush against you. There's a little sort of sting as it does. You just sort of shake your hand off a little bit as you bring it back. And as that happens, she also retracts that tendril as fast as she can. And while you are not messaging in this moment, you do see her lips as she then drops lower, further down.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Don't back up. It's okay. I used to go to Florida all the time, and like I know it's okay. It's okay. I just needed to know that you weren't a ghost, and I think that I believe that you're not now. I promise we're not going anywhere. And I'm gonna be right back with you. I just need to tell my friends what's going on.
She swims back up to the top, and the last thing that you hear from her as you turn away is, "It has been so long since I felt the touch of another."
And then Silas is just thinking to himself, like, he doesn't even know what to think. And then he's like, Miss Robin, okay, quick. Her name is Gwendolyn. She is a she. Whatever she's scared of is gone out hunting for food and is not here currently. She wants out, and I am very inclined to help her, but I also have like kind of a complex with this sort of thing. And so I don't know if we need to like vote or whatever, but like it's gonna be really, really hard to convince me not to try to let her out of this.
Communicate that, Robin.
I got it. All right. Robin, kind of a little distracted as she hasn't had her breathing on.
Yeah.
She's a little worried. And so she puts it on.
Yeah.
To breathe again.
Take a breath.
And she's going to turn to everyone, and she's simply going to regard everyone, and she's going to point up at the pulleys and the grate and just kind of do a shrug.
When Silas sees this, he is going to, at that point, okay, I knew that this probably wasn't going to work. Maeve, I'm going to try to be really, really quick, but I'm talking to you now. She wants out, and she's like really, really tore up about it, and I want to release her, and I did actually touch her. She's not a ghost. I can at least say she's not a ghost. She's like a jellyfish. Like somebody's going to need to pee on my hand later on. But
I take out my thing.
If you do
you can
that,
take care of that
leaving.
yourself.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But we got to release her. If you're good with that, then you can reply here, but probably everybody else needs to see too. We can't do thumbs up. We can do gnarly. That means yes, maybe.
Did she answer the questions?
She said that they're not here now, and that they're out hunting for food. Whatever she's scared of. She said that she knows where the shards are and that she can help us if we let her out.
And how did she get trapped here?
That's an excellent question that I haven't asked yet. If that is a requirement for your vote, then I will get back with her before we make the vote.
While all of this is going on, after yes. Robin has pointed and shrugged, I'm going to swim next to Fairuza because Fairuza's the strong person, and lean my dorsal fin on over like, hey, want to ride?
Fairuza is
eventually looking. Silas is going to try to relay this to everyone. including Neb, and just simply say that like I'm inclined to help her, and unless somebody says no, that's what I'm going to be trying to do.
Okay. I'm gonna help her. Okay, so Fairuza felt she was busy looking at. At first I wanted Fairuza to notice that Robin wasn't, but then I realized that no, she's actually more like interested in this shark friend of hers with the teeth and everything, and so she's kind of just like. But then she felt the dorsal fin thing, and she looks over and she's like, because she remembered her access time. Just so she has it, and she puts it back like in her suit, and she's like,
yes.
Like, is it time to pull the thing?
Gwendolyn, are you there?
Again, at the very distance of the light, you just see her face. Yes.
Gwendolyn, I'm sorry that this seems like, kind of a boardroom committee or something, but like this is a big step for us. Like, I want you to understand that. Can you tell me how you got trapped in there?
Put me here. They do not trust me.
Can you tell me who the they is in 30 words or less?
She floats up close again. She says, "They are like me. They are the navigator. They are the carpenter. John and Harrington, beware."
Wait, were you a sailor on the ship?
Of course.
So this is like straight up Black Pearl kind of curse stuff? Is that what we're dealing with here, Gwendolyn?
She says, "All I can say is I woke up, I was here, and they have not let me out."
Well, that will not stand. We're going to let you out. One second. I'm going to relay that to the others. Maeve, since you asked a really important question, I have it on good authority by her that just told me that this is like a cursed ship. She was a sailor, and there are other sailors that sound terrible, according to her, that have trapped her in there and have not let her out. And that does not sound right, and I think we should do something about it.
And you're sure she wasn't already trapped before the ship sank and isn't a prisoner or murderer?
I didn't get into that level of detail, I'm afraid.
All right.
She says she knows
Maeve,
where the
you
shards
can
are.
see her. Would you like to make an insight check?
Yeah, I would.
You're not hearing her whispering, but you're
Yeah.
watching her body language.
I would like to see what kind of vibes I'm getting off of this person.
Would you like me to roll that, or would you like to roll?
Sure, go ahead.
What is your bonus for insight?
+1.
+1. She seems scared. She seems anxious. She seems a little scared of you all. This darting up and down, back and forth, makes it feel to you that she wants out, but she doesn't know if she can trust you either.
Okay.
So what do you say, Maeve?
I say we see what everyone else wants to do.
Since
All right, fair
Fairuza
enough.
hasn't grabbed onto my dorsal fin yet, I'm going to once again pull a lassie, and I'm going to swim a little bit towards the winch, because Neb has made up her mind, and then look back at Fairuza, and then turn and swim a little bit more towards the winch, and then look back at Fairuza. And it's weird because it's a shark doing the lassie thing, so when it turns like sideways,
Yes.
and then I start to just drift.
I'll never get used to this. That's what Fairuza's thinking. And
Okay.
she's just she looks back at everyone and it's like, okay, because all she can get is facial expressions. She saw Silas doing this, doing this, doing this. She saw the woman swimming back and forth. And she saw Robin. That's it. So
to be clear, Silas does eventually get around to you and says,
"Oh, he does."
She's trapped, like all of that.
Oh.
I omitted that for
relays.
time. Sorry.
Okay.
But
relays.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely relays
Okay.
everything that
Okay.
I said to Miss Robin. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so she's ready to go. So she's
Okay.
gonna swim right after Neb shark.
So there's a winch that you can see. It's rusty and barnacled, but it's, you can just spin it and it looks like you can drop that hook down so that it can be hooked onto the grate, and then you could spin it the other way and it would presumably
up.
pull it on up.
Okay, so it's gonna be a strength test. She gets
You're
what
gonna
it is.
You're gonna start lowering it. Yes, give me a strength check just to see if you can break the barnacles and the rust and make it work.
Can I help with this?
22.
Hey!
Maybe I don't have to help with
this.
So, you brace your legs against one side, you hold onto the winch with the other, and just, all of the force and the weight that you can give it. You're weightless sort of in the water, but you're able to push against the floor and the walls there to really get this thing to turn. And immediately rust and barnacles sort of start to float the particles of this into the air. As you all look at each other, you're basically just pinpricks of light in darkness. So as you look over at Fairuza, you really just see this little light on her shoulder that illuminates her face with the regulator and the mask as she, and then you start to see the particles come up, and you hear echo as the hook comes into view above your head, coming down towards the hatch.
Robin will help line it up.
All
I'll
right.
go over there and hook it.
All right, you hook it on to the side there. Fairuza, you can see that from where you are. Again, it's just Robin's face and the grate and this hook. She hooks it in and looks back towards you. Give me
Never mind.
another strength check, because it is now heavier with this hatch attached to it, and you're raising it up against the pressure of the water.
14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
You've released it from its jam, and you begin to pull. It's harder than you thought. 2, 3, because there are barnacles and rust that have attached this hatch down to the bottom. And as you sort of pull these things around, you all hear the crack along the side as the wood that makes up this deck itself begins to break apart against the force of this.
Gwendolyn, get out of the way in case something falls.
She sinks down out of view into those boxes. Fairuza, would you like to try again?
Yes.
Go ahead.
As she tries again, I'm going to take up a defensive posture because now we've made a lot of noise. And I imagine as a shark, Neb probably hears all this real well.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And Fairuza is destroying an entire boat. So I'm here for it.
16.
A 16. You give it another crank, as strong as you can, as it releases from the wood below and begins to slowly rise. It is now much easier as you crank it, pulling it up to upright.
Miss Robin, I just want to let you know, you shouldn't touch her because she's some kind of jellyfish creature. Maeve, I just want to let you know, you shouldn't touch her because she's...
And Maeve, I sort of gathered that when you asked if one of us could pee on you.
Hey, I just wanted to be sure.
There is now an open, gaping hole in the front of this ship. The whole thing creaks as you again begin to feel your bodies pushed in this current, and the debris begins to settle around you. Slowly, out of the dust, she rises. She is indeed very jellyfish-like. The head is still very strong, but the body are long tendrils that just float gently in the air. As she rises up, looking almost cautious and afraid for a moment as she looks around, a jet of water releases from beneath her, and she rockets away out of sight.
What? Fairuza looks at Silas and is like, where'd she go?
Did I see what direction she went in?
Yeah, she went further out to sea.
In that direction, as I see that, as long as she is still within 120 feet, the moment that I see her do that, I'm simply going to say, Gwendolyn, wait! I thought you were going to help us.
You get no response from that. Yeah.
I'm going to follow her.
You're going to follow her?
Yeah,
so you swim out in that direction?
Yeah, I will follow. Like, as
What
soon
is your
as she
speed?
rockets by, I'm going to try 40 feet.
40 feet? Are you going to dash?
Yeah.
All right. 80 feet. Vroom. Way out in that direction. All right. Okay. You get out, swimming out into the darkness. Your sharky senses tingling, can tell you are way out over this drop-off. It is quite dark. And what's the word I'm looking for? Cold, isolating out here. You can no longer sense your friends behind you. The rest of you, Neb is disappeared into space as far as you can.
Silas is going to start dashing that way, and
that way as well.
Not very worried about oxygen at this point.
Not very worried about oxygen. Okay, great. You are starting to dash that way as well. You are 30 feet normally.
Yes.
So in this current, we'll see where you end up, but you can dash 60 feet. It just might not be in a straight line. All right. Silas kicks off, his light disappearing into the darkness.
Robin is going to, once again, knowing that how much exertion is going on, someone might need her tank. She's going to hold her breath again.
Okay. Hold your breath.
And she's going to start descending. She can't do anything about those guys. So she's going to try to finish the mission
Gotcha. So you start to sink down into this
Yes.
4 cargo area.
Yes.
Maeve and Fairuza, what would you like to do?
I'd rather
Real quick,
stick
I just wanted to I wanted to specify one other thing Silas was
Yes.
doing. With that bonus action, I want that telekinetic force to try to push against him to keep him from drifting as much as possible.
Okay.
Each time he's doing that. Yeah, sorry.
You got
Go
it.
ahead.
Yeah. Absolutely. Maeve and Fairuza.
I'm going to stick with the person who knows what they're doing.
So are you going to go in with
Going with
Robin?
Silas. That's brave. I love it.
Okay.
Fairuza?
Fairuza looks and sees that Robin and Maeve are about to sink, and she's gonna push off the boat toward the shark and Silas Sorrell.
All right. Your
Split the
walking
party!
speed is about 30.
Yeah.
Is your walking speed 30?
Yes, 30.
Okay,
yeah.
so same. You can go 60. It just might not be in a straight line, but you are heading off in that direction.
Oh man.
Okay, how shall we do this?
I will say, if it helps, I would
yes.
move the 80 feet.
Yes.
And then if I don't sense Gwendolyn,
Okay.
I would stop and kind of take stock.
Okay, gotcha. Let's start with Maeve and Robin going down into the hold. So as you slowly sink down, bubbles drifting out from Maeve's regulator. Robin, you said you are holding your breath to try and work against that. You do sink down into what is a very large cargo space, a lot of crates and boxes that have sort of broken open over the years, been nibbled away, eaten at by the ocean life. What would you like to do?
Robin would like to. She's kind of gonna look at all these boxes and just begin to, as she would say, back in her days when she was a psychic for those 6 weeks, she learned how to use a third eye to locate objects, maybe even detect magical presences.
Okay.
Yes.
So I can only do it as a ritual, though, so it would take 10 minutes. So I don't know if we have the time to do it, but I think that's what Robin
That's what you're going to get
start
started on. Okay.
Yes.
So as you get down, luckily, once you sink within the ship, the currents lose their hold on you. So you can remain fairly stable and still, you don't have to move or focus on that at much. You can slow your breathing if you need it every once in a while, and start to meditate on this ritual. Maeve, as you see Robin sort of enter this state, what do you do?
I'm curious about what's about the cargo.
Yeah.
What's in the cargo, where it's from, if I can find any clues about the explosions, all of that.
Fantastic. Yeah. Let's see. Do you want to start, do you want to go directly for something, or do you want to do a general perception of sort of
I want to
what
start
seems
with a
out?
general and sort of see what's here before I
For sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
All right. Ooh, 22.
Okay. So looking down at these crates, everything is really big in this space. These are large pieces. And from what you kind of remembered, what you were looking for was small. It was a package that was just, it wasn't a huge thing. The other thing that you notice is a little bit of, it's not a draft underwater, but a little bit of a current. It draws you towards aftward, where you find a hole in the wall, an exit from this space.
Is it an exit that would have been large enough for Gwendolyn?
It would have.
I swim over to Robin and I point it out.
Robin, you just see her mouth open and little bubbles come out. If Does Robin need to stay completely still to concentrate?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't have to.
Slowly concentrating.
Yeah.
I will help investigate with Maeve.
Okay. You go down back towards this area. It's hidden behind some boxes around the side, very difficult to have seen from above. As you get over there, you can see this is not part of the structural part of the ship. It actually looks like it's been blown out, similar to the slash on the side of the ship. However, this is a much larger hole. As you shine your lights through, you believe you see the boiler.
Robin's still. Hang on. Does Robin still? Nope, it's concentration. The dancing lights are gone.
Okay, lights are gone. So it's just your little pen lights on your. This is bad. It is very dark and super spooky. There is no ceiling. There is no floor. There is just your faces in pitch dark black.
Robin's just gonna look at Maeve.
I'm gonna point down, and I mean, shrug.
Going in.
I think Robin will look at Maeve and kind of run her finger like back towards all the cargo and shrug. Like, did you find anything? Is anything in?
Yeah, was there anything else interesting about the cargo of the...
With your general perception check, nothing stands out. It all looks, it's not like something, there's a red package in amongst all the, nothing kind of jumps out at you. It's a bunch of boxes. Okay. You could open all of them if you want to.
There's nothing to indicate, nothing like burned into the boxes to indicate where they're from?
Nothing. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, everything's so old and waterlogged and washed. You're not seeing any leftover writing, but they are all quite large. These are big, heavy crates that were lowered into here.
Are any of them damaged to the point that I can see what's inside?
Oh, sure. Give me an investigation for that.
16.
16. You get over towards one, and you actually are able to pretty easily pry a board away. And as you look in, you see beer.
Huh.
Stacked bottles and bottles and bottles of beer. They're really dark brown bottles.
I'm gonna pocket a couple of
You're
those.
gonna pocket a couple? All right,
Just
how many?
A couple. Let's say 4. I don't want to weigh myself down.
I rolled 4, so there you go. You get 4.
Perfect.
You can have 4 bottles of beer on the wall. Yeah, in your pockets. You do have, you have weights on you and your equipment to keep you from floating up to the surface as well. So this doesn't really change too much of your buoyancy. But yeah, you can strap them on. They feel very, there's no labels on them or anything, but you can feel ridges on them as if the bottle had been branded in some way.
Okay.
Cool.
Maybe we'll find something out about them when we get back up top. But for now, I feel like maybe a point to the boiler room.
Robin will move forward.
Maeve, you hear a beep, 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 and look down at your dive computer.
I will look at the dive computer.
It is warning you that you have about 10 minutes left of air.
How long have we been out here?
About 15.
Does Robin hear this too?
Yeah, Robin hears the beep, beep, beep.
Without hesitation, Robin takes what she wasn't using, her respirator. She's going to hold it up to offer it to Maeve.
Okay.
I will. I sort of do the "you okay?"
And Robin's going to like kind of look confused for a second and then nod.
And
yeah, Robin, you suddenly realize you've been holding your breath for like 3 minutes. And you feel fine.
Robin will hand over her, well, not hand over, but she will offer the, like, here, take a breath and you'll have to hold, like,
the trade-off, yeah. Okay.
And actually, when Robin hands you this respirator, you actually see something happen. A large bubble of air comes out of it, and it over your head. And you suddenly feel like you might be able to breathe for 24 hours.
What?
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 It was awesome. This globe is filled with fresh air that lasts until the spell ends, which is 24 hours. It says,
this is what, who did this? It wasn't Crumb. Who did this? Cedric did the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it says you avoid suffocation.
Amazing. As it do your regulator, is still sort of, oh, you took it out, right? Because you were going to start thinking.
Yeah, I took it out.
So it dangles down by your side as you have this extraordinarily strange sensation.
I sort of
breathing
tap it to make sure it's not going to just pop on me. Like,
and Robin's just going to she's going to look down at her respirator, and then she's going to look at Maeve and just kind of go,
hey.
It's all you see in these tiny little lights. All right, we will come back to your now breathing ladies at the bottom of the ship. All right, Neb.
Hi.
You zoom out 80 feet. Stop, trying to sense around. About 30 feet away from you, that way. He was going to go 60. Yeah. A little bit behind you, about 20 feet away, you can sense one of your friends. Both of the people that followed you are tall people. So, you can feel that someone is about 20 feet behind you. The other one, you're not sure about. Silas, you get your 60 feet, your, invisible force helping keep you sort of on a straight path against the current. Fairuza, you get 60 feet, but you see no one around. It is you alone with this little light.
Fairuza then starts to doubt the decision she's made in life. But, the reason why she kicked off, because she's like, no way is that thing getting away from us when it knew where the shard was. She's like, well, I mean, we have a shark and we have Silas, but, we have to get this woman. So she stops and starts, just sort of treading water and looking around. And she's like, okay. Location, ship, everyone went in that direction, I think. And then she's like, I think.
And
okay.
And I'm only sensing one figure.
Only one figure.
Yeah, one figure.
Okay.
Silas, you as well feel completely alone. I mean, you are in a black hole. We've now reached the point where up is down, down is up, right is left. Trying to keep a sense of where your body is in space with nothing to orient it has lost. All you get are the bubbles
that go upward.
Neb, are you there? As long as I'm familiar with who I'm trying to speak to, as long as Neb is within 120 feet, the message can get through.
Neb, you hear it.
Okay. I'll turn around and head back towards the one figure that I can sense. And so, Silas, you'll see a very dejected reef shark come floating on next to you.
Maeve, are you there?
Yes, because you're only 60 feet out. So yes.
Oh, really?
You're only 60 feet out, right? You dashed.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. So
120, right?
Maeve, are you there? Or are you staying with the ship or coming?
You both.
I'm here in the ship.
Okay,
There's
we'll be back.
Bye.
And then, Silas, just by process of elimination at this point, Fairuza, are you there?
You hear him.
Is this Silas? Who is this?
I don't know anybody else who would be talking into your mind like this, but yes, it is Silas.
Okay. Yeah, I kicked off the ship. I swam and somehow I entered into a different dimension. I don't know where the rest of you are. I honestly am trying to calm down, but I don't see any of you. And it's just pitch
Uh,
black.
I don't even know where to start with that. You're probably not in a different dimension. It's just, the final frontier is the ocean, and you're probably just stuck in inner space. But make yourself as big as possible. We're going to try to find you.
Wait, make myself as big as possible? What do you
I
mean
don't
by
know,
that?
like wave your arms and stuff where we might see your light. I don't know. But we're
Okay.
going to try to come find you. And then at this point, though,
Okay.
Silas is going to forget about the message part for now,
Okay.
remembering the conversation that we had back in the hab that Miss Robin was talking about. Sound carries well in water.
Yes.
And then Silas just takes out the mask and he's Gwendolyn! And he's trying to like scream as loud as he possibly can and says, "We helped you. You said we were your saviors. And this is how you act." And I'm screaming in anger to see if Gwendolyn hears it.
Neb,
Hi.
you sense a giant displacement of water from beneath you. Fairuza, Silas, and Neb, a comforting glow of green light begins to pulse far below. And in all three of your minds, you hear, "Hello."
Hello? Are you who I think you are?
Yes.
Oh, God, I'm so happy.
Can
So
we
happy.
hear the group or just?
You cannot hear the group.
Yeah. Okay.
At this moment, you heard the initial hello. At this moment, this is just with Fairuza.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I guess I'm happy. I'm completely lost. I've lost my friends. They're at the ship, and the other one swam after. One turned into a shark. I honestly don't know where I am. I'm happy to hear you right now.
I am happy to hear you. I missed you.
You did?
I did. Thank you for bringing your friends. I like
Whoa,
friends.
Wait. When you say you're happy that that I brought my friends, you're not gonna do anything to them, right?
Happy is a feeling, yes?
Yes, we talked about this last time, but there's happy good and there's happy
like
really
feelings.
messed up.
You and your kind enjoy feelings?
Yeah, we do. A lot. They help to dictate a lot of the things that we do, and sometimes it messes us up, but...
I like your feelings too.
What do you mean you like my feelings?
Your feelings, they are interesting.
You can feel my feelings?
Oh, yes.
Is that why you found me? Because I'm panicking right now?
It's how I find you all. Let me speak with your friends.
The moment Silas hears hello in
Yes.
his head, he says, "Yes, Satan."
See, that's funny because Neb's response is going to be Gwendolyn.
I assume it seems different than the communication I was having with.
It absolutely seems different.
Yeah.
This is a voice in your mind.
Got it.
A short time passes, and it repeats itself. Hello, friends.
Can you help us? We are looking for a jellyfish person.
Jellyfish person. There are many.
Are you talking to me telepathically?
I am sensing you.
I believe that I'm starting to learn how to do this. What kind of creature are you?
I sense you. Special, yes?
I think we're all special. So at this point in time,
Yes.
How far away do I feel? I know that this is underwater
Yes.
and I'm probably way
No
off,
worries.
but how
It's-
far
yeah, it's
away do
hard.
I feel like it is away?
This displacement of
Whatever
water.
this light is. Didn't
The
you say
light.
there was a light?
Yeah, there's light.
Yeah.
There's a green glow from below. Perception check. You want me to
Okay.
roll it?
Yeah, sure. That is a 1, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. No, 0. Sorry, 0.
It feels close to you.
Okay.
Oof, like
So-
it's all around you. It could be the light is from below, but you're feeling the presence and the energy and the displacement of water from everywhere.
I reach out with my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as it is within 30 feet, I detect its surface thoughts, and there is no
Okay.
save for surface thoughts.
Gotcha. You detect nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
I'm going to continue to concentrate on that,
Gotcha.
and I'm going to try to dive deeper and see if I can read the creature's thoughts.
Fantastic. Neb, Silas upturns and begins to swim down towards the light. Neb,
yeah,
as he does that, you also hear in your mind, come, play with us.
I'm gonna follow Silas, but then in my mind, are you Gwendolyn?
What is a Gwendolyn?
Oh, it was the person we were trying to find. Okay, hi, hello, who are you?
I can tell you are not as you seem.
If you mean I'm a shark, yeah, I'm a shark.
Ooh, I like these. You suddenly sense another very large being. Would you like to play?
Well, at the moment, I'm trying to find my friends and then find Gwendolyn, but maybe later.
Out of nowhere, Silas, a huge shark begins to swim into your tiny pen light, less than an inch from in front of your face. Neb, as you see this happen and sense that that was what was coming, it swims past, suddenly turning and arcing and coming back your way. As you all hear in your minds, do you like what I made for you?
Are you a shark too?
What is it that you made for us?
Time to play. As the shark begins to swim nearer. Fairuza and Silas, as this happens, you begin to hear beep, 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 as you look down at your dive computers and see that you have 10 minutes left.
I
We'll go
hear
back.
Silas's
Yes,
thing
you do.
beeping. Okay.
Yes. At this moment, I'd like both Neb and Silas to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Okay.
Now, Silas, I believe you will have advantage on this.
I do. Yeah.
Great.
I got a 22.
Okay.
Also a 22.
Okay.
Hey, 22 buddies.
22 buddies.
I'm so sorry if this
Yes.
makes a difference. I looked at the wrong saving throw.
Okay.
It was not a 22. It would be an 18.
18.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference. We're all good
Okay,
still.
good.
Yes, go ahead. So yes, so as this thing begins to come back towards you, you still feel connected to this thing, but you do not feel in any way excited about that connection.
I mean, Neb is kind of excited about the connection, but that's just her.
Yeah, this still feels strange and terrifying, not comforting the way that it does to Fairuza. We will come back to you. Let's go back. Well, Neb, let's give you a chance just because you took an intake. So
I think there's two things in that moment, depending on how far the
Yes.
shark is and when I hear the
Yes.
beeping.
Yes.
She wants to try to say hi to the shark because he's a shark.
Mhm.
So I think there's that moment where, however a shark would say hi, she would look at the shark and say hi, and then notice the beeping, and then once again, knowing that that's probably a bad thing, swim next to Silas and present the dorsal fin of like, we probably gotta go.
Okay.
And I'll if the shark doesn't respond, I'll say in my head, yeah, I want to play, but right now I got to get them back or else things are going to be bad.
Give me a quick investigation check as you take a look at that shark from afar.
Ooh, that's a 24.
As you look at it, a little switch, a little light bulb goes off in your head, and you're like, that's Jaws. Like, that's literally what I pictured when I tried to transform.
It's an actual great white?
It's an actual great white shark that looks exactly like the one in the movie, only this is a fish and not a machine. But it's like down to the littlest detail that you pictured in your brain, it looks like Jaws. All right, we will. Yes, go ahead.
Just real quick, as
Yeah.
all the swimming's going, Silas is concentrating on detecting thoughts,
Right.
which can either detect its presence within 30 feet or
Right.
the surface thoughts. When I visibly see it's within 30 feet,
Mhm.
am I getting the impression that the magic is just not working on it, or is it pinging mentally for me?
It
as
is
it's
not.
within-
It is not pinning you. It is out of range. Whatever it is that the shark is not whatever this thing is.
Got it.
You
Okay.
are whatever you're trying to sense below you in this green fog,
Yes.
this cloud is outside 30 feet of your range.
Everything I wanted to know. All right, thanks.
Cool. All right. So with that, Fairuza, you are still in the dark. You can see again this green, glow of the cloud below that just feels so warm, and a friend that you made, some safety out here in the darkness.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I don't see that shark, right?
You don't see the shark.
I don't see a shark. Okay, Bruce is gonna say, she hears the beeping, and then she looks at her thing, and she's like, "Are you still there? Hello? I know I didn't give you a name, but whatever you are you still there? Hello?
Swim down. Join us.
I really want to, but can I tell you something? I'm not what you are. I can't breathe in water. I have to get back to where my friends are so they can help me. I don't know if this will make sense to you, but I'm running out of air. I
Air.
can't. What?
You don't need air here.
What?
You won't need it. Trust me.
Oh boy. This poses a really great big problem for me, and I'm trying to calm down, but I don't know if I can trust you, and if I do and I make the wrong decision, it could be really bad for me.
Roll a, let's see, we'll do a wisdom saving throw on this. Oh no. You know what I'll do? I will roll.
Okay.
What is your, what is just your like wisdom modifier?
+0.
+0 for your wisdom modifier.
I need to level up to get more wisdom.
You don't, an instinctual gut part of you does not want to swim down.
No.
But this voice is so calming. It is so soothing. It is so trustworthy that you know you will be all right if you swim down.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, well, Fairuza, unfortunately, she says into the darkness,
Yes.
Neb, Silas, my friend, are you still there?
I am here.
And she takes one look at her little thing, and it takes a look at the meter thing again.
8 minutes.
And she swims into the darkness below.
Disappearing. Ladies back at the ship. You heard briefly from Silas. You discovered your hair is going, but you now have these fantastic bubbles.
So I'm headed into this boiler room.
Okay. You move forward past the threshold into the darkness of the boiler room. As soon as you enter this space, you can see that it was blown apart. You're not forensic experts. You don't know if this is where it started, but clearly this is part of what, this ignited as well, and part of what caused the damage. There is continuing forward passageways large enough for Gwendolyn to have slipped through.
Robin is still concentrating, but because we're moving, I don't know if it will continue to work.
It can. It's all good.
Okay.
You can move. The effort of keeping yourself in one place in the current might have been
Right.
too much, but this is not distracting in that way.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Robin's gonna point at the holes. I feel like it might be something we should follow.
Okay. Continue to move forward. This next space, as you peer through it with your tiny little pin lights, you see ladders going straight up, as well as continuing blast, damage and holes moving towards the aft of the ship.
Robin looks at Maeve, pointing at the hole.
I follow the way that Robin leads because she's the one who knows what she's doing here.
Oh,
Fantastic.
gosh.
All right, you move forward into, past what is clearly an engine room, more pieces. You see, what's the word I want? Like thrusters, pistons, all the machinery that kind of works the propeller, as well as a long drive shaft that heads into a very small kind of 12-inch diameter shaft that goes completely down as you guys sort of sink down. With the rest of you out in the darkness, the shark turns and you all see the telltale sign as it flicks its tail just as Neb did, and starts to zoom faster in your direction, its mouth open. Yes, go ahead.
As that is happening,
Absolutely.
I am going to message Neb and say, Neb, I cannot sense that creature's thoughts. It is not real. It is an illusion. And I'm going to message that to her.
Okay.
And I'm still, you watch a slow blink
Yes.
as Neb tries to process this, but she's right next to you once again, holding her fin out.
And Silas is just going to say, I think that we need to see if I'm right or not, with a message, and I think we should stay.
All right. As it begins to flick its way, heading straight towards you, its mouth open, and you hold your ground. Fairuza, you continue to swim down. Now, as you're getting deeper and deeper, the pressure getting harder and harder, you begin to feel your air getting thinner and thinner as the giant body of this green glowing squid passes beneath you. You reach out a hand, just grazing its smooth side of its body. Meanwhile, back in the engine room, Maeve and Robin, you bend down to look down this drive shaft as your pen lights reflect off a shard of mirror about 45 feet lodged in the side of the shaft.
Oh my God.
And with that, we will say good night.
Oh my God.
We will see you in 2 weeks to continue.
Oh,
man.
Thank you very much. And please remember that life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Good night.
Bye.